And hello to you. It's Friday the 13th today. Hope today's been a good one for you so far, or at least not a bad one. Humans are funny old creatures, and superstitions are a good example of that. Where do they come from? Why do we cling to superstitions? What on earth is going on in our brain when we avoid stepping on cracks in the pavement or we salute magpies? And superstition is one of those little quirks of human behaviour that stuck around despite us all, pretty much I'm sure, knowing logically that there is no real cause and effect. But that's the thing about logic, isn't it? It's not always the dominant force in our day-to-day lives. You see, our brains are hardwired to look for patterns. That's what helped us survive as a species and populate the planet. If our ancestors noticed that certain berries made people sick, then they learned to avoid them. If dark clouds led to storms, they found shelter. So over time, this pattern-seeking tendency became one of our greatest tools. And it's also the root of superstition. Take the classic example of your lucky pair of pants. You wear them to a job interview and you get the job. Is that a coincidence? Well, yeah, of course it is. But your brain, bless it, doesn't want to miss a pattern just in case. So it links the pants to success. And the next time something important crops up, on go the lucky pants again. And this is what psychologists call illusory correlation, when we think that two unrelated events are actually connected, because our brain thinks, well, better safe than sorry. And once we believe that something is lucky or unlucky, confirmation bias kicks in. We start noticing every time the belief seems to be right, and we ignore all those times when it very clearly isn't, and we all do it. Even those of us who think that we're far too rational to fall for that sort of thing. If you've ever knocked on wood after saying something positive just in case you jinx it or you've crossed your fingers for luck, that's superstition. And the interesting thing is that superstition isn't actually about your beliefs, not as such. It's more about control, or rather it's our need for control. If life feels unpredictable or out of our hands, superstition gives us a sense of control. It gives us something to do. If the outcome of something is uncertain and you can't influence it directly, maybe wearing your lucky pants or repeating some sort of ritual is a way of feeling a little less helpless. And there's loads of research to back this up. Lots of studies have shown that people are more likely to engage in superstitious behaviour when they're anxious or under pressure, like sports players. They're a prime example of this. There's always the tennis player who bounces the ball exactly 5 times before they serve, or there's a footballer who's got to put on their left boot first. And it's not because they truly believe that the ritual is going to cause them some success. It's because it helps them to feel ready. It becomes part of the mental preparation. So, is superstition a bad thing? Well, not necessarily. If a little ritual helps you to feel more confident, reduces stress or keeps you grounded, then sure, carry on. Nothing's a problem unless it causes problems, which can arise when the belief becomes a barrier, when it limits your behaviour, or worse, creates anxiety. If someone won't leave the house today because it's Friday the 13th, or they start to genuinely fear the number 666, then we're not in lucky pants territory anymore. That's veering into obsessive thinking. As with most things psychological, awareness is key. So, if you notice yourself clinging to a superstition, just pause for a moment and ask, what is really going on underneath? Are you feeling uncertain? Are you trying to take back some control? Because that's okay, that's human, but recognising it helps you to step back and choose how to respond. Maybe instead of rubbing a St. Christopher, you can take a few deep breaths, ground yourself in the present, and remind yourself that you're already capable, with or without any lucky pants. Superstition is a fascinating glimpse into how our brains try to protect us, how we deal with uncertainty, how we try to create meaning in a chaotic world. And sometimes just knowing why we do what we do is enough to help us decide whether we still want to keep doing it. So, next time you're going to throw salt over your shoulder or avoid walking under that ladder, give a little nod to your brain and say, thanks brain, but I've got this. Because your strength doesn't come from rituals, it comes from you, from your resilience, your intention, and your ability to adapt and grow. Superstitions might offer as a crutch, but it's your own legs that carry you. Right then, time's up for today. You have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.